What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Thank you for joining me on episode number 8 of the Canarian Revolution. This is the save where I'm going to take Tenerife to the very top of Spanish football for the first time. I'm going to do it using players that were born in the Canary Islands only. If you were with me for the last episode, you'd have seen it really was an episode of two halves. In the first half, we were getting battered, absolutely destroyed by the might of Barcelona. Team from Catalonia came and really showed us how big that gap is in terms of the playing squad and the job that we have got to do if we're going to get anywhere near being the number one team in Spain. But luckily for us, in the second half, we played against Osasuna and we got a 2-2 draw. So that means we got 1 point from 6 in the last episode. But luckily for us, there are 2 more games we're going to play today. The first of which will be Alavez. We will then go forwards. And because we're a glutton for punishment on this channel, we're going to play against Real Madrid again. We're going to bring them to the Heliodoro Rodriguez Lopez, and we're hopefully going to give them a better game than when we went to the Santiago Bernabeu. Also, we have gone forwards to the 16th of February 2026. That means we are through the winter transfer window or January transfer window. Show you all of the transfers both in and out. And finally, we will look at the fixtures that we have passed to get to this point. So let's kick off with the transfers. Now, there wasn't that great a number of transfers that happened in the January transfer window for us. In fact, we only had one player that would go out. That'd be Josep Gaya. He decided that he wanted to go out on loan, and we decided to grant that request. He has joined Zamora until the end of the season. Now, in terms of signing players ourselves, it's quite difficult when your pool of players is quite small anyway. And as you can see, early on in the season, we relied on Las Palmas to kind of feed us the players that they didn't want. Well, this time around, we had a look at Las Palmas and they didn't really have any great players that they're producing or ones that we could afford or pry away from them. But we did go to Lanzarote. Now, they are a smaller team, but surprisingly, one of our scouts found one of their players and really liked him. And that player was Raul Tirado. Managed to get him on a free transfer because he was out of contract as a 16-year-old in Lanzarote's youth team. We went in and just signed a contract, brought him to the club. And straight away, you can see he's raw but talented. Plays in a number of positions, whether that be attacking midfield, defensive midfield, central midfield, or as a centre-back. And looking at his attributes, you can see that there really is something about him. So he has balance of 15, natural fitness of 17, stamina of 12. He then has good aggression, decisions of 15, flair of 14, teamwork of 17, vision of 12 and work rate of 15. He has 16 for technique, 11 for passing and 11 for first touch. Now, it is a little bit crazy that he is an unambitious personality, but what we're hoping here, if we can work with the player a little bit, put him in some mentoring groups or maybe loan him out to get him some first team experience, hopefully mould him into a better personality as a player, because I do think looking at him, he might have something for the future. He comes to us as a 1.5 star current ability and 5-star potential ability. Now, I know that is only against our under-19s, which is the squad that he plays for, but I do think he's going to be a leading player going forward into future seasons, certainly to try and get himself into the first team. The only other player that we would sign in the January transfer window also came from Lanzarote. He came for £13,500, and this is a player that we actually spotted just by going to the club info page and looking at their hot prospect. He is Zeben Gutierrez. He's a 16-year-old who can also play in multiple positions. He can play as a right back, right wing back. He can also play as a defensive midfielder, so a lot of versatility there. He comes to us as a promising fullback with a balanced personality. And once again, looking at his attributes, 15 for pace, 12 natural fitness, jumping reach of 11, acceleration of 11. He has good teamwork of 15, determination of 14, tackling of 13. He's another one that is a 2-star current ability and 5-star potential ability against our under-19s. And he's another player that I think really is going to have a great future if we can develop him well. Now, the choice with these two players is obviously they're 16 years old. Do we loan them out? Do we train them and develop them in-house? That is a question that I think we are going to have to answer. As you can see here, there's been a few bids for Zeben Gutierrez already. He has drawn some attention from some teams in the La Liga 2. So, going to have to weigh up whether it's best for us to keep him here or loan him out and see what happens there. The only other thing to show you is that he, despite being called Zeben Gutierrez, definitely is born on the Canary Islands. He's from Arrecife in Lanzarote. So only 2 players coming in, 13,500 spent, but we have spent 1.5 million across the first half of the season, and we have made 7.5 million in transfers and only had the 1 defender go out. So the other thing to show you then is the schedule. Now, we left off last time with a 2-2 draw against Osasuna. We have had some good form since. The first game that we played was a 2-1 victory against Getafe. Goals from Medina and Solomon, wrapping those 3 points up. We then played in the Copa del Rey second round, where we rotated pretty much the whole team. We got a little bit lucky here. We were drawing 1-1 in the 90th minute. Jese scored for us. Then even Medina and Iñaki Gonzalez would score 2 goals in the last 2 minutes of the game to make sure that we would go through. The next game was a 6-2 victory against Girona. Teto would get 2, Chinadu Solomon would get 2, Jese would score, and Ale Garcia would wrap the victory up. Nizan did get himself 2 yellow cards, and that means that he will be suspended for a game, which I think actually was the Real Valladolid game, but it didn't matter, because in the very next game we would have a Canarian derby. Played against Las Palmas, and we put up a really good fight. We had some good moments in the game. We were unlucky with a few chances that we had, but it was Scott McKenna, of all people, that would come good for Las Palmas as they would go through 1-0 in the Copa del Rey third round. We then played Valladolid in the La Liga. We would lose 3-2 in a game where, again, we played really well, but just couldn't get the victory, or couldn't get anything from the game either. 2 goals, Raka and Teto scoring for us, and then they obviously scored the 3 themselves. And in the last game before we came back for this episode, we beat Rayo Vallecano 4-0. Goals from Solomon, Medina and Herzog. Medina also got himself sent off in that game. So that means that after 23 games, we are sat in 6th place in La Liga. We are on 39 points. Now, we are miles behind Real Madrid and Barcelona. Nobody expected us to be anywhere near the top 6, let alone the top 2. The important number here is that we are 20 points ahead of the relegation zone. And in Season 1, that is pretty much all we are trying to accomplish. So, that's everything up to date. The first game is going to be against Alavez. So, hopefully, we can jump straight into that now. Let's have a look at the lineup. Yes, we are ready. So, our starting 11 for this game is going to be Ramos in goal. We have Gabri Palermo at left back, Herzog, Raka and David Rodriguez at right back, Alonso, Nizan, Benito, Medina and Jese Rodriguez. Chinadu Solomon will lead the attack. So hopefully we can get ourselves 3 more points on the road to safety from relegation first, although I think we're pretty much there. And then it's just going to be a case of how high can we finish in this league table. Realistically, I would be happy if we were to maybe just pick up a few more points here and there and then maybe finish mid-table. But if we can push on for a top 10 finish, that would definitely be a result at the end of Season 1. So this game has started. We've had a free kick whilst I was waffling on. They've now had a corner which has been saved from a header. Ball's bouncing around like a pinball, and we managed to get it away. Our chance, I think, also hit the post with a free kick, but definitely some dodgy defending there. And unfortunately, we have picked up an injury. So Jese Rodriguez, who is a little bit temperamental, obviously, a name now getting on in years. I didn't think he was going to have as good of an impact on the team as what he has had. So it's a little bit of a blow that he has gone down. But we've got Ali Garcia on the bench, so we're going to bring him on as a replacement. Hopefully, we can get on the on the front foot. Gabri Palermo with a throw-in. He gets the ball back. It's crossed in. Chinadu Solomon turns. Has the goalkeeper made a save there? Oh no, I think has touched that over the bar. He has. And we're going to have a corner now. As Benito swings this one in. It's headed pretty much out back towards him and cleared away. So, looking at the stats, Alavez are on top in terms of the number of shots they've had. Number on target is level for both of us, and the XG isn't that wide either. Neither team really creating too much. But our only player that's performing well is Medina, who's on the ball now for a free kick. Let's see, is he going to have a shot? He is, and it's saved by Awono in goal. We're going to have a corner kick. It's going to be an outswinger from Benito. Let's see what can happen here. Goalkeeper comes a long way, and he has claimed. The ball keeper actually has done really well in the first half, dealing with everything that we have thrown his way. So, yeah, good performance from Awono in goal. So we made it into half time. 3 shots, 2 of which on target, an XG of 0.49. Not a lot really happening in the first half. Let's get on with the second half and see if anything can change. It's going to be a corner straight away to Alavez. Ball is crossed into the box, and unfortunately Tony Martinez has just been left there to absolutely rifle this one home. Ramos in goal didn't even move. Let's see it again. So Curro delivers the ball. It bounces, and then Martinez is there to just smash it home. In fairness, Ramos could have dived. Probably wouldn't have got there anyway. So disappointing way to start the second half. I'd hope that we would have built a bit of momentum towards the end with having some chances, but nope, it goes straight to Alavez. Although we do now have a throw-in. It's back out to Palermo, to Alonso. Nizan into the box. Benito turns, and there is the equaliser. Or is it? What is the referee going to do here? He has gone to VAR to check the goal, and the goal is awarded. I'm presuming this is going to be for an offside in the build-up. Let's have a little look here. So Benito comes back from the defensive line to pick the ball up, and when he turns and hits it, they are going to draw the lines on the pitch, I presume, from where Benito was. But you can see, using the lines on the pitch, that he definitely drops back from the defensive line, turns and rifles it into the top of the net. So game on once again. We now have a 1-1 scoreline. Can we push on and get a winner? Or is it going to be Alavez that take advantage? So they've got a chance here as Awono plays it out from the back. Rivera turns back and plays it straight back to him. What has he done? Oh my gosh. He scored a crazy own goal. What were they thinking? This is one of those that could go on those bloopers and highlights reels of what was that. As Rivera has just passed it. Awono's not even decided to move for the first couple of seconds. Then he sees the ball's going past him. Sprints towards it. He slaps his hand across his chest as if to say, what was that? What was that? That was absolutely crazy. Let's make a couple of changes here. It's 75 minutes. We've got a few players who are really struggling. So Palermo is struggling at left back. So I'll bring Ale Palanca on. No, he's not a left back, but he's a wing back at least. So get some fresh legs there. Bueno can come on for Chinedu Solomon. And we're going to bring Raul De La Rosa on for Javi Alonso, who is on a booking. So hopefully some fresh legs can help us see the game out. It would be nice if we can just ride this one to the end, get the 3 points, and move on to the next game, which is going to be the Real Madrid game. But knowing Football Manager, there is a lot of time to go with 8 minutes left on the clock, and it's Alavez that are building an attack. Garidi has got the ball. Oh, Palanca has just come on, has gone and tugged at his shirt. Wow, it looked like a tug on the shirt. Garidi is now on the floor rolling around. Oh, surprise, surprise, he jumps up straight after the penalty is awarded. And it's saved by Mojo Ramos. Absolutely unconventional save as he dives across with his feet and then his hands. But it don't matter, he kept it out. We are 2-1 up with just 4 minutes left on the clock. And Ale Palanca is a very, very lucky boy. 6 minutes of added on time, obviously, with VAR decisions and penalty awards. But we don't care. We have got there. It's a 2-1 victory. 7 shots, 5 on target, 10 and 5 for Alavez. So probably outplayed a little bit. A draw might have been a fairer result. But when you're looking to do as well as you can for your team, you really don't care about things like that. So let's have a little look then at competition. So that leaves us in 5th place. We have 42 points from 24 games. The teams above us are only 5 points ahead. We're only 1 point ahead of Valencia though, and we have Real Madrid next. So not really going to look too far ahead in the table. I think what we need to start doing is chalking off these games that probably can win. Atletico, I don't think we've got any chance. Levante probably not. Betis no. And then we play Barcelona and Real Madrid back to back. So let's jump forwards and come back at the Real Madrid game. It's now March the 18th. We have moved forwards to the eve of the Real Madrid game. Let's bring you up to date with everything that has happened since you've been away. So, after the 2-1 victory against Alavez, you might have heard me say that we had no chance against Atletico. Well, we actually won. Chinedu Solomon and Valentino Racca would get the goals that would fire us to a 2-1 victory. 3 very unexpected points there. The very next game we'd play against Levante. Not a lot to report here. Boring game, a 0-0 draw. And since then, we have had back-to-back defeats. The first of which came at the hands of Real Betis, who overpowered us everywhere on the pitch. And then we put up a really good fight against Barcelona this time. Did not disgrace ourselves whatsoever. We had a 2-0 defeat. So that means that going into this game, we are still sat 6th in La Liga. We're on 46 points. And we are now pretty much guaranteed to be in the league next season. We're 22 points ahead of the relegation zone. I know it's crazy to even be talking about that in March, but that was our number one objective, and we have hit our number one objective. So let's have a little look then at the lineup we're going to put out for the Real Madrid game. So we're going to go with Ramos in goal, Del Pino at left back, Herzog, Racca and David Rodriguez. We have Alonso and Nazan as our holders, Ali Garcia on the left, Medina and Teto as our attacking midfield 3, and we have Chinedu Solomon up top. This one could get messy. Not shying away from these kinds of games, let's put it that way. You may think, why is he doing this to himself? Well, we like a challenge here, and one of these games, we're going to surprise everybody. Probably not in this one, because of where we are in terms of the rebuild so far. But one of these days, we will play one of these games, and we will beat and upset one of these teams. I mean, yeah. Kylian Mbappe scored after 1 minute 45. So, not shying away from getting an absolute battering. But 1 minute 45 on the clock. And we are already behind. Aaron's playing for Real Madrid. Goes through onto the left-hand side. Crosses it in for Mbappe. And he smashes it home. So, a great start for them. Not so much for ourselves. But we look like we're going to build a chance of our own. Ali Garcia is down the left-hand side. Tries to play it inside. Tchouameni reads it, cuts it out. Militao switches it out to Mendy on the left-hand side. What can he do with the ball? Plays it to Ibanez. Plays it to Jude Bellingham. Back to Ibanez. It then goes to Adams at Real Madrid. Herzog to Racca. David is going to play into trouble. Mendy takes the ball off of him. He's going to go down the left wing. What can he do? Passes it inside to Endrick, who just casually walks into the box. Fires the ball past the goalkeeper. We're 2-0 down after 3 minutes. I thought there was a bigger gap between those two goals than there actually was. Yeah, this could get quite embarrassing, couldn't it? So Endrick into the box. Nobody really challenging him. Ramos kind of tries the Schmeichel starfish type thing. And yeah, he's pretty disgusted with the defence for not even making an attempt to stop him from just walking into the box. We are now going to have a throw-in. Please don't do anything too stupid. Herzog plays it away. Adams gets it to Bellingham. Bellingham now is walking into the box. And this time Ramos is able to extend his hands, push that around for a corner. So Mbappe is going to take this corner. He swings it in. There's Militao with the header at the near post. Goes up and onto the roof of the net and out for a goal kick. So 13 minutes on the clock. We are 2-0 down. We have hardly had a kick of the ball according to the game. We have had no shots at target, and we have currently 2 little dashes still for our XG as Mbappe gets another chance, and this time Ramos goes down low to make the save. Mbappe, though, is going to swing this corner in. It goes near post again. It's headed up in the air by Herzog, and they're going to get another corner. So Mbappe still to in-swing this corner. In fact, he plays it to the edge of the box where Endrick has a shot. The deflected shot ends up back in the path of Mbappe. He played it back to Endrick, he played it back to Mbappe, and luckily for us, it was cleared out of play for a throw-in. So we are starting to dig deep in terms of defending, but we are offering nothing in the way of attack at all, as Tchouameni is now running towards the box. It's crossed in. Aarons to Mbappe. This is going to go to VAR, but I think it's a goal because when Aarons picks the ball up, Mbappe was alongside the defender. goal awarded. Yeah, so Militao plays it to Tchouameni, who plays it up the line. In fact, he plays it inside Aaron's, the man at the back, isn't he? He's playing him on. I think it's David Rodriguez, our right back, when the lines get drawn. Yeah. So, nothing you can do about that, really. It's 3-0 after 33 minutes. And this could get worse as Mbappe swings the ball in. Raka clears it away. Brahim now plays it inside to Ibanez. Thought that was going to get intercepted there, but it doesn't get intercepted. It's played out to Mendy, who plays it back to Ibanez, who plays it to Militao. We're doing a good job of moving them around the pitch, not giving them too much space and time. But Aarons does find some space, goes into the box, and Mbappe can't win the header. It gets cleared out. Bellingham plays it, Mendy's got it, and then Bellingham tries the shot and hits the post from just outside of the box. Jese Solomon gets it and plays it to Del Pino, and that is the end of the highlight. This is going to be a long, long second half. If we can just get in at 2-0 down, 3-0 down. I'm even trying to wipe goals off now to spare my own blushes, but no. It's 3-0, and there's going to be another attack just before the break, it looks. Bellingham plays it. Diaz to Mbappe. And Kylian Mbappe has scored a hat-trick in the first half. Yeah. This is why we needed to pick up those points from the other teams that I was pointing out in the schedule, because this is fast getting embarrassing. It's a brilliant finish though, isn't it? Waits for the goalkeeper to commit down low and then just picks his spot, hits it as hard as he can into the bottom corner. And yeah, it's 4-0. Not a lot we can do about that. Just going to have to grin and bear it. Don't even really want to make any substitutes yet. It's a bit too early. But might have to try and do something because Mbappe's in again. I'm just shocked that he's missed. He hasn't even hit the target this time. And look at this. We have had a shot. We didn't get shown where the shot was or how it was, but we have had one shot in the game. Hopefully, our home fans haven't walked out yet at what's unfolding in front of them, and they would have witnessed the shot, and they nearly witnessed an own goal. Ball was intercepted, just trickles past the post. Mbappe's going to outswing the corner. It's headed clear. Medina is now breaking free. He's got nobody with him whatsoever, so he's going to have to go this all alone. He's slowed down, and Adams gets back to make the tackle. Let's make some substitutions then. I know it's not going to really affect the game, but I want Perdomo to get some playing time in place of Medina. Going to bring Danny Martin on the left-hand side in place of Garcia. We're going to bring on Benito at left back. Who else is looking pretty tired? Joel Dominguez can get some game time. He's going to come on in place of Teto. And I think Manu Montero can come on in place of Chinadu Solomon. Just to give us some fresh legs and try and keep the score at 4-0. Not let it get as embarrassing as the previous games. Although looking at those stats, 17 shots in 60 minutes for Real Madrid, and they're still piling on. But we have had 3 shots of our own, and we have an XG now of 0.21. But it's Mbappe again. Free kick is ridiculous. Keeper cannot get near it. Absolutely ridiculous free kick from Mbappe. He's bent it from outside the box into the top corner. Ramos kind of makes an effort to save it, but it was never ever going to get there, was he? So, 20 shots, 5 goals. They are scoring with 1 in every 5 shots so far. For 1 in every 4 shots. Again, trying to wipe goals off myself. It doesn't work that way though. We are still 5-0 down, not 4-0 down. Although we are building an attack. Perdomo is into the box. What can he do with it? Not a lot. Militao steals it away from him. It's a bit of false hope as Real Madrid now build an attack. Endrick is on the ball. He plays it through for Mbappe, who just embarrasses us once again. This is sublime. So also, I'm playing these games not just to show you how far we have to go in this journey, but also look at some of the football on display here. So Endrick through that gap to Mbappe. He waits for the keeper to commit and go to the ground, and then again outside of his right foot just stabs it into the goal. scary football sometimes. I feel really sorry for our team getting battered once again. I mean, put up a good fight against Barcelona, but there's nothing we can do here. Although, can we at least score? We've had a shot on target. Montero has the shot. Goalkeeper saves it and hooks it away. Didn't even register the shot on target. Maybe it was offside, because Courtois plays the ball to Sutalo, plays it out to Militao, back to Sutalo. They really could time waste here and just put us out of our misery, but instead I bet they're going to go direct in a second and probably try and add to their lead as Artagula gets the ball. He is spun in behind. Xabi Alonso comes away with it, and now we're starting to build an attack of our own as Martin kind of ambitiously plays the ball ahead of him. Does tackle to get it back. We've got loads of space now on the right hand side. David Rodriguez is into the box. He cuts it back, and there is Joel Dominguez to get a consolation goal. 6-1, and it's a brilliant finish in the end. It says Courtois could have done better at his near post, but David Rodriguez, once he flicks the ball past him there, the cutback is superb. Courtois beaten before the ball. Before he responds, the ball is in the back of the net. He's not going to save that. I was hoping that might be the end of the highlights, but instead, it looked like Real Madrid were on the attack again, but we did clear our lines. But the ball is coming back pretty quick. So Militao now running back towards his own goal. Bit of time wasting going on there. Tchouameni also plays it back to Courtois. And Sutalo plays it out to Ahmed Zodic. What a strange team Real Madrid have in this save. Tyler Adams. I don't know which of the Aarons it is that he's playing for them. But Ahmed Hodzic, bit of a strange one. I thought he was a wonder kid in FM22 maybe. But Real Madrid still value him as highly as ever. So it's Tyler Adams. It's Max Aarons that is playing for Real Madrid, having signed from Bournemouth in the recent season. A bit of a crazy one. Max Aarons playing for Real Madrid. Okie dokie. Well, that's the two games. 6-1 annihilation by Real Madrid. Again, not afraid to show you these games, because a lot of the time it looks like you play games offline, you win loads of games, then you come back and you lose a game, and it doesn't make any sense. But to show you what we are actually up against when playing against the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, I mean, look at this. Real Madrid have only dropped points once this entire season, and it was to Real Betis. So they are scarily good. But still, that's the position that we are in coming into the closing stages of the season. Probably going to play 2 games in the next episode. We'll probably play against Espanyol here on the 26th of April, and then go through to the Osasuna game to round it all off. So, eventful episode. We would get a 2-1 victory and then a 6-1 defeat. But we have something to look forward to. That league table really does look promising. 46 points now. We are 13 points ahead of Vallecano, for example. So even if we don't win too many games towards the end of the season, we have a nice buffer here for a mid-table finish, which would be fantastic as a building block in our first season back in La Liga. Righty then, I'm going to leave this one here. Big thank you for watching. If you've made it to this point of the video and you're following the series and you haven't subscribed already, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate all the people that have done it so far. I'm on the road to 10,000 subscribers. FM25 will be out in March, hopefully, if it doesn't get delayed again. And by March, I'm looking to hit that 10,000 subscriber jackpot. So if you can help me out, I really would appreciate it. But for this one, I'm going to leave it there. Big thank you for checking out the Canarian Revolution. See you on the next episode very soon.